Hi fabulous ladies, I'd like to spend some time today with Mimi Rupp. Mimi has been such an amazing support and help in terms of putting this whole program together, and she's the kind of person who really, for me, has gone so out of her way, and she's just so generous. And I know that we see her every morning. She's our morning inspiration. So we're going to spend a little bit of time just chatting to Mimi and finding out who she is. So Mimi, what's really important here for you about being part of the Fabulous Woman?
Looking at the membership of Fabulous Women, I was blown away by the diversity of what we had on board. And whatever field or sector you are in, you bring the knowledge and the experience from that. And I thought, well, here we've got a whole world in one Facebook group. Isn't it about sharing and teaching one another and helping one another and supporting? Because ultimately that's what women do, don't we?
No, absolutely. And I mean, Mimi, you give so much of yourself. I mean, I know that we've done mentoring together and all of that sort of thing. I know that I'm throwing you a bit of a curveball here, but what would you like maybe from some of the women in Fabulous Women that could possibly help you? Or you have a question that you could say, what's out there? Anything that comes to mind?
Absolutely. I'm forever the optimist. And yet, connecting with some of the fabulous women and hearing the stories that they have gone through, the experiences they've had, and the bridges they've built to get where they are today, that's a talent that has to be shared. And they have to stand up and say, this is my story. Let me walk the road with you to build that bridge too.
And building bridges is important to you, isn't it? And the reason why we're laughing is that Mimi has such a wonderful saying that she always uses. Mimi, tell us what it is.
All right. So whatever situation you encounter in life, you build a bridge and you get over it. So sometimes you may take it quite harsh and think, oh, that's a hardcore statement. But it's actually not. You can be thrown the backhand so many times, but until you put a stop to it, it's not going to stop. If you want to change the situation you're in, you are yourself responsible for changing it. So accept what is happening, decide how you're going to react to it, and move on and change the circumstances. Build that bridge. I think that the saying goes, cry a river and you build a bridge and you get over it. And that dates back from many, many years ago.
It does. And I love the bridge building part too, because I think that it's building the bridge over it that is also something that we do so well together. And it's the start of a new life. It's the start of a new part of your journey that you are that you're moving towards.
Absolutely, and for me a bridge is part of a journey. So often we feel that we need to see the end goal to be able to start the first step. But when you climb a mountain, you do it one step at a time. When you go on a journey, it's far more interesting not knowing exactly where you're going to. You need the goal that you need to focus on so strongly. But exactly the detail of which it will be, that's not relevant.
That's not relevant, I agree with you. Maybe that's great. So the ladies are coming to this fabulous function, and even the ones who are not, because I think that the conversation we've had today is certainly not only for the ladies who are coming, but for those who are, how can they prepare themselves to get the best out of the day?
You've got to be hungry for life, you've got to be hungry to learn, you've got to be hungry to connect, to listen to the messages, and just decide, I've got to take something positive. Not even just from the day, but from every speaker or every opportunity that there is. I look at us as being this huge dry sponge, and every bit of information we get, it ultimately just feeds and nurtures the soul and the being. So you better come quite hungry, not food-wise, but soul and energy.
I love that, soul and energy. And so much of what we do today is about energy. And we're going to be doing some exciting stuff around that. So maybe just to finish off, let me ask you the big question. What is your superpower? What makes you fabulous?
Some people call it a gut instinct. Some people call it a sixth sense. I've been self-employed more years than I'd like to remember. But I've always, whatever decision I've made in life has been on my gut. Now, most of my life I've been self-employed, which has been wonderful, functioning on my gut instinct. I don't have a board of directors that I have to ask, can I do this or can't I? So if a staff member came to me and said, this is my problem, I could give an answer within 5 minutes. So from a business perspective, it's been very good. I've bought a business on gut instinct. I think it took me maybe 15 minutes. And you just uncomplicate life by knowing who you are, that your instinct guides you, that you have trust in your instinct. But then I want to say, it doesn't mean you can be frivolous, because you have to hold yourself accountable for the decisions you make. If, however, you know yourself well enough, and you are patient in your own growth and development, you will understand your sixth sense or your gut.
That's really powerful, Mimi. And it comes back to the question that Kerry has asked and I've asked as well, and that is, who am I and how do we really focus in on our authenticity in terms of our own personal brand? And we're going to be doing a lot of that at the function. Mimi, thank you so much. Thank you for all the help and support that you've been. A lot of the fabulous things that we're going to be getting at the function are very much because of Mimi, so we say thank you to her for that. And ladies, be fabulous. We'll see you at the function.
Thank you. Thank you so much.